Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Raleigh where a Snow Hill man is now going to be spending about 3 years behind bars in federal prison after admitting to a check fraud caper. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Eric Salvant was part of a sophisticated check fraud ring. The feds say the 35-year-old man and 2 others got stolen checks through an encrypted messaging app. They altered the stolen checks and created new counterfeit checks. A news release says Salvant and the others deposited the checks into bank accounts held by various money mules and then quickly converted the checks into cash. Now, a bank teller at the Charlotte alerted police that they searched Salvant's car, later finding over 50 stolen and counterfeit checks, along with more than 30 debit cards that he tried to hide on a grocery store shelf. The case was investigated by the U.S. Secret Service. And now we want to turn to the results from the primary elections across the country. Obviously, North Carolina was one of the main focus points across the country in terms of election coverage, along with Texas and Arkansas. NBC's Alice Barr has more from Washington.
Results are in for the first primaries of this year's high-stakes midterm elections, with Texas-sized implications for control of Congress. 4-term Republican incumbent Senator John Cornyn is now headed to a runoff in May with State Attorney General Ken Paxton, with neither candidate winning a majority of the vote. Cornyn casting Paxton as a liability for a series of scandals, from a 2023 impeachment on bribery charges — he was acquitted by the state Senate — to a messy, ongoing public divorce.
I refuse to allow a flawed, self-centered, and shameless candidate like Ken Paxton risk everything we've worked so hard to build over these many years.
Paxton, who's built his credentials through aggressively suing for conservative causes, pushing back.
You listened to what John Cornyn was selling, and you weren't buying it. Tonight, change was on the ballot, and change won.
Whoever prevails in that bruising battle will face Democratic State Representative James Tallarico, who NBC News now projects defeated Representative Jasmine Crockett, as Democrats look to make a play for the traditionally red state, pointing to high turnout.
We are not just trying to win an election. We are trying to fundamentally change our politics. And it's working.
Democrats also aiming to gain ground in North Carolina's Senate race, where Republican Tom Tillis is retiring. Former Democratic Governor Roy Cooper now set to square off against former Republican National Committee Chair Michael Whatley. 2 closely watched races that could determine control of the Senate. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Again, that was Alice Barr reporting. We now turn to your weather forecast. Everything is looking very sunny across eastern North Carolina right now. And as far as sky conditions go over the next several days, we're going to be looking at a pretty similar forecast. It's going to be hot, it's going to be mostly sunny, and rain showers are likely going to hold off until we get to the tail end of the weekend. So if you've got any outdoor plans that you really want to get in, next few days going to be perfect for it. Here's a look at what we've got right now in New Bern along the Neuse River. 73 degrees with a west-southwesterly breeze at 13 miles per hour. And plentiful sunshine. You can see we do have some thin clouds up above in the atmosphere, but not really the clouds that are going to be keeping this sunshine from heating us up today. As far as what we've got elsewhere in the east, most inland areas right now are looking at the low 70s, a little bit cooler as you get closer to the water. That's to be expected, and even a little bit cooler as you get closer to the Virginia line. Right now, Roanoke Rapids currently showing 61 degrees. I do believe it's a little bit warmer there, as right now Ahoskie is sitting at 69 degrees, and Elizabeth City coming in at 70 degrees. So again, I do think we're just a little bit slow on receiving those numbers from Roanoke Rapids. Compared to where we were yesterday, most areas are around 15 to 25 degrees warmer. That is significant warmth that you can feel as you step outside, and it's going to be staying warm through today and tomorrow and extending through the weekend thanks to the combination of sunny skies and a southwesterly wind. Those southwesterly winds right now coming in at about 7 to 15 miles per hour. Gusts present for some areas, but right now wind gusts not a huge concern. As we make our way through the afternoon today, plan on air temperatures getting again into the mid 70s. Some areas could possibly see 76, 77 degrees later on this afternoon, but most of us should end up, at least inland areas, should end up in the mid 70s. For those of you watching along the immediate coast, you're looking out at water right now, I would anticipate more of the upper 60s to low 70s for your daytime highs today. Later on this evening, cloud cover will try to build back over the east tonight. That has to do a lot with the rising humidity, as air temperatures by midnight will still be in the low 60s. This again will prompt more heat to build over the east over the next several days, and this is the story. I know for most this looks like, all right, just a bunch of clouds stretching from Texas across Missouri and then over kind of the Rust Belt, over Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, even extending all the way east towards New Jersey. Now, these are frontal boundaries, and you can kind of see there's that L shape, if you will, kind of turned over, and we are under, at least the southeastern United States, including eastern North Carolina, are within what is considered the warm sector of that frontal system. We'll throw the fronts on the map for you. There you can see that, again, we are south of the cold front and the warm front, and we've got a cold front off to our west. Now, so long as that cold front off to our west does not directly move completely over eastern North Carolina, we are looking at maintaining the heat we are seeing right now. In fact, possibly getting even a little bit warmer. There you again see most of the rain showers associated with those fronts, again, tie closer to the fronts themselves. But we, again, are going to be in what is called the warm sector of that frontal boundary. So air temperatures are going to be rising even as those systems pass by. You'll note with that cold front back towards Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma, another area of low pressure will form on the western side of Texas, dragging that cold front a little bit further northward as we see a change in the upper level wind pattern that is going to bring about more heat to the southeastern United States. So here's what it looks like on your 8-day forecast. 75 today turns to the upper 70s for tomorrow, and then we are in the low 80s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be close on Monday. Right now, Monday coming in about 79 degrees, but we're back into the low 80s by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, with both days showing up at 82 degrees. Now, we do need to talk a little bit about the rainfall forecast coming up for Sunday and Monday. And, well, even Tuesday a bit. Tuesday morning could see, again, some spot showers along the coast, potentially around where Sue Ann is watching from Manio. Do want to say hello to Sue Ann. Thank you so much for joining me. But again, Sunday and Monday, what we're really going to be watching is a cold front that is going to kind of slide its way down close to us, but won't actually pass through eastern North Carolina. Okay, close enough to give us a little bit of some rain showers and possibly even a few thunderstorms thanks to the heat we're going to be seeing through this weekend. But not actually getting a full frontal passage means that the lift required to create severe weather is not going to be there. Now, if we see any big changes and we see a cold front actually sweep through, then obviously our opportunity for severe weather will be increasing. But right now, it does not look like that is going to be in the cards. Again, we would also see a bigger temperature drop if that were the case. But right now, a 1-degree drop from Sunday into Monday, not enough to suggest that a full front is going to be moving over and clearing the coast of eastern North Carolina anytime soon. Well, that's all we have time for today's noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday.